Welcome back to another week of anime tier list. I go over spring 2026 Monday to Sunday and rate them on how I felt about it. Now, let's talk about some it's business time. It's business time. By the way, this is probably your first fucking chat in the I already can see how annoying you're gonna be. Immediately comes in, not even following the stream, Denji profile picture. First message is, hey, react to this when I'm in the middle of doing something. Get the fuck out of my face. Okay, so we need to get to business. This week, it's been a pretty lackluster week in terms of anime reaction content. As in, like, the episodes are kind of just like, not mid, but a lot of them are kind of like stale, stalling, setting up. Right? It's not really a pop-off, and that's fine. That happens for a lot of anime. But when you are tanking so many fucking, videos, right? Because let's just be serious for a second. This anime should be dropped just based off of pure performance. Probably this too, probably this too, probably this too, probably this too, right? If we're really talking about, and honestly, Marriage Toxin 2, Marriage Toxin Fall Off has to be fucking studied. These animes, and honestly, Ascendance Loki, Iruma-kun sometimes can kind of pull up, but what I'm trying to say is, when I'm already have a goal of trying to cover so many shows despite lackluster performance, weeks like this, when it's kind of dead, makes the problem become more profound. And now I have to really think to myself, right? Are these shows worth dropping or not? Nippon Sangoku, I think that I will keep around pretty much no matter what. This week's Nippon Sangoku, I probably rate it great. I think the overall just like showdown between our captain and the baby Taira, right? The Giga Chad that only needs the sugar cube, that was actually really well done. The tense moment of the dialogue and the like warfare, it's actually really fun to watch. And then the second half was the siege, right? At that castle, and how this random dude pulls up, and even though he's being called an NPC, he's still putting his life on the line. The overall direction is just like, this anime is actually worth watching no matter what, because like it's actually fucking worth watching. Right? It is actual art. It's great. It's underappreciated. It's underrated. And I'm willing to take a hit. It is what it is. And then you have animes like this. I think the most recent episode was actually pretty decent. I think that, this anime was decent. But the issue is, nobody gives a fuck about this other than looking for the drama moments when I'm saying this is so bad to watch. Do you understand how fucking pathetic of a drop this is? Like, from the beginning, this anime was fucking chopped. Only people are looking for the first episode because, oh, new season, what is it? And they realize, actually, I don't give a fuck about it. There was a nuclear drama moment, but look at the engagement, the amount of likes correlated to the views too. You can tell that these are people that just click on it because I'm literally clickbaiting them to click on a video that they don't even want to watch. The overall engagement and interaction is fucking garbage. This, after a week, couldn't even make 3,000 views. You understand how pathetic that is? Not only that, the watch time is garbage too. And now I'm asking myself, so you're telling me that people don't give a fuck about it? I don't really care that much about it. Who are you making the content for? I understand it's only been a couple of days, but like, it's so obvious to me that this anime is beyond dead. Every single metric, like, not only is the viewership bad, the audience watching it, they're not even watching it. So now I have to really think, is this even worth keeping around? Honestly, I think I'm gonna drop this. I think we're wasting everyone's fucking time. We're forcing down a series that no one actually wants to watch. It's so overtly cringe and lovey-dovey. And you know what? If you're into that vanilla shit, go ahead. But I just don't see a future where I complete this series where it's already failing. A season 3 comes out and I'm gonna cover that. Who's fucking there? It's garbage. Again, it's just how it is, right? This type of romance anime is just too fucking vanilla for most people, and you want to watch it on your own and indulge in it, go ahead. But for reaction content, like, holy shit, this is fucking sad in terms of performance. Now, if it was like a Nippon Sangoku, where the production value and the overall like direction of the show was so good that I'm willing to watch it as a passion project, it'd be different. But like, let's get real. This is literally a PowerPoint presentation anime. There is no fulfilling, inspiring work being done. It's just mouth moving. The soundtrack is heavily carrying and it's very lackluster. And go watch some shows like Fragrant Flowers. That's where you see like actual fucking like character acting, storyboarding, and meaningful dialogue shit happening. This It's pretty much a debate clone. It's just that it's not getting debate levels of hate because it was never marketed that way. This is another one. So Barbarian Wife, this week I'd say was actually pretty good. I like how they're entering a new arc and they're adding new power system, right? There's like willpower. We got hockey in the show now. The special effects are pretty chopped. The action is really chopped. Yet I'm still kind of watching it. Why? I don't know. I think a lot of people only cared about this anime in the beginning because, well, Barbarian BBC, right? Let's just get serious for a second. The only reason this anime was somewhat interesting was because and what the fuck is going on here? 4,000 views? Did we get botted? Yeah, we got botted. Look at this. So someone is actually botting the viewership here. This actually happened for Needy. So we actually have some whale that thinks that if they send in like external like this viewership right here, like there's been injected like 2.3k views. This dude literally injected half the fucking views into this video. And I'm telling you, stop doing this. This is fucking weird behavior. This is inauthentic content. This is fraudulent. I'm not gonna do it. It's such a... And the issue is, again, people don't care. People have never cared. How about the older videos? Yeah, see? Look at this fraudulent. There's a fraudulent bump. Somebody is pushing 1k fraudulently every other week. Not this one. This one was fine. This one, I am... Again, right? Why would I... keep doing this? Do I actually care about this anime? It's getting a bit more interesting, not gonna lie. Compared to Angel, this is actually kind of bare. I can kind of watch it. Like, it's not like so cringe and cheesy. And I don't know. I don't know where I feel about this. This also comes out on Thursdays when nothing else is airing. So basically what I'm trying to say is when you have so many animes coming out on like one day, like Saturday, it makes more sense to drop bad shows on those days because there's just too much going on. And on days where like Thursday or Friday, where there's actually not much going on, it's actually not that big of a deal to tank it. But at the same time, I just don't know. Overall, it's good. I like the new change in direction of the arc, but is it really worth keeping around? I don't know. Low-key gonna get dropped? I don't know. Another one is Mid Blue. Mid Blue, I think, is actually really mid blue. The anime is like a cozy shonen. I actually enjoy the mid shonen. You know, like this is not bad. Honestly, I probably put like Barbarian fucking this week mid too. And I honestly would put Angel in good, considering like the different direction with like the parents being brought in. But if we're gonna be talking about like, what was this episode? The pacing was kind of weird all over the place. We crammed a lot of content in. It was kind of odd. And the cross-dresser bar was kind of like clickbaity, I guess. We got a unicorns baseball guy. He's a piece of shit. He wants to compete, and that was the episode. Okay. I noticed that there's a lot of like mid shonens that people just don't give a fuck about. It is a cozy watch for me, but if we just go look at Kill Blue, from the beginning it was kind of shifty, right? It was kind of shifty, and I'm glad that I checked it out because the opening was fucking hype. But yeah. It's kind of dropping off around here, right? And the funniest thing is it's also dropping off just when like the plot starts to get more interesting. When Baby Man Baby got put in, yeah, the watch time too. Like if you look at the engagement too, are people actually watching it with the audience? So this one, yeah, there's actually a higher quality audience compared to the Barbarian and the Angel, right? If you look at the average duration, like again, I don't really care that the views are down or the total watch time is down, but for each individual watching it, like how much are they watching it? So Mid Blue looks like some people actually do care. This is the most recent episode that came out. It's only been like a day and a bit, right? But already it's very shaky. I am kind of interested in this though. I want to keep going, to be honest. I want to see where this leads, but if I were to drop a show, I think it would be something like this. Another shaky show is Needy Girl. Needy Girl most recent episode was actually really fucking annoying because of how performative and just like pretentious it was, but actually that's the whole point. The more I thought about it, the focus was about this goth lolly, and she is supposed to be this performative, you know, LARPer who thinks she's beyond the human masses because she was born pretty. And then she got acne, and then she crashed out saying, oh my god, I'm just like the rest of you. Now, when I looked at the episode, I was like, this is the least coherent storytelling compared to everything else, and something that I would actually say performative slop compared to the others. The others, I think, actually has some sort of coherent storytelling and subliminal messaging, and it stuck to the theme that I actually enjoyed. It's not that this episode didn't have themes that wasn't consistent. It's just that I hate the character. That's why I fucking hated the episode. Doesn't mean it's a bad episode, though. Now, let's talk about the performance, though, right? In terms of business. So in terms of like interesting story, I would say Needy is kind of like Nippon Sangoku to me, where like I care about these animes because I feel like it's different, it's unique, it's definitely stands out, and that's actually worth watching compared to these like mids that are just dime a dozen, you know? But in terms of business, yeah, it's looking pretty chopped right now, right? You look at the viewership here, it's very botted too. So this is where I actually first realized that someone is botting my channel regarding viewership, you know, stuff like this. So you look at the Doom Yuri one, it got botted 3 times. That is shameless. This person botted 3 separate times. This is actually so fucking sad. Over here, botted once. Over here, recently they botted it slowly. Like you can see the external viewership is, you know, tapering away. And this one, as soon as this shows how fucking mid of a performance it is, it's gonna get botted. So again, if you're wasting your money, you know, like botting these videos, I'm just telling you it's a fucking waste of time, and it doesn't determine if I'm gonna keep or drop a show. Because botted views, botted metrics are empty metrics. It has nothing to do with actual organic engagement, and is like, I don't use that as like a baseline of, oh, we're gonna keep watching. Like, I don't care. It means fucking nothing to me. You can bot a video to 100k views if no one's watching for like 3 seconds. Who gives a fuck, bro? This though, I'm not gonna drop. I think that it's actually worth watching, and I'm kind of invested into the plot. And the most recent episode, I just didn't like the character, but the episode's not bad. Let's talk about Marriage Toxin. Marriage Toxin, low-key, is kind of becoming a mid-shonen, kind of. But if I were to rate this Lord and Angel, that'd be fraudulent. So I'm going to put this and put this here. So let's look at Marriage Toxin. Marriage Toxin is another shonen, battle shonen rom-com kind of stuff. And let's look at the viewership. In the beginning, I think the femboy appeal, right? People are basically watching it for like, oh my god, there was a femboy. And the amazing production value. But it started to kind of taper off as soon as the new arc started. I think that Marriage Toxin's issue is just about the new arc. A lot of people don't really care about the protagonists of this arc, Shiori and, you know, the Sound Master guy. I still think it's funny as fuck. And if you look at, again, the overall watch time, even though the views are low, the engagement is there, right? There is a good quality audience despite the lackluster viewership, and I'm willing to watch it all the way through. I think this is a bit different, where like animes like this, these are gonna be fucking mid all the way through. This actually has some really crisp, nice production quality, and the story is something I care about. I think it's handled well. I actually enjoy this arc a lot with the Sound Master aura farming, but this type of comedy, humor, and story, I guess, people don't really care, and they want something new. I honestly think the Shiori arc is better than Himekawa arc, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Not gonna drop it though. I'm actually locked in. But man, Marriage Toxin fall off is kind of sad. All right. A Sentence of a Bookworm. Let's talk about it again. A Sentence of a Bookworm. So I'd say A Sentence is good. It came back this week. I'm actually really enjoying the Ferdinand, Idol Ferdinand, you know, anti-nobles, you know, popping off. But right now, the story I think is being carried by this gimmick. Wit Studios coming in to change the overall tone of this show basically meant it's just a reskin. I am not impressed by Wit Studio at all. Like, you added better compositing. You know how people were complaining about Invincible and like just add better shading? Yeah, this is basically it. We got better shading, we got better lighting, we got better but the storyboarding of these scenes are pretty much the same. There's some nice moments here and there regarding like the usage of magic, right? When like the crane bird is flying and the messenger bird is flying around. That's some crazy and cool camera work, but overall just stiff isekai civilization just simulator. That's it, and we'll see where that's going. But it's just I just hope for more. I think I set myself up with too high of expectations, thinking there's going to be significant change, but it's just a reskin, a little bit better, and the story is what's carrying it. An anime that I thought was doomed, but actually is popping off. Low key, not really. Is Liar Game. What? So, every other anime so far, okay? One second. One second. I'm just gonna show you a chart here. So, I show you this graph where usually, like, this is the behavior of most weekly anime. Like, this is weeks, right? Like, this is a week, you know, 1 to 12, whatever, and this is like viewership, right? It's always like this, right? Where in the beginning, it's so easy. Thank you, Adam, for the 10 months. In the beginning, it's so easy to get views. Everyone's checking out new trends. There is, you know, viral moments like Barbarian Cock, and everyone's wants to check out. Thank you, Sharkutsu, for the Prime. Thank you. There's so many bullshit going on, and everyone wants to watch. But without a doubt, no one keeps watching everything, right? I'm not dropping it. You guys are dropping it. I'm just continuing to do it because I want to cover these animes. And here is like, it happens for every show. And then this is a new baseline, right? That's what I'm looking for, right? I'm not basing my viewership off of this top fucking week where in the beginning of the month, new breakthrough viewership, everyone's checking out. No. When the real people fucking stay around, what's that, right? And that's what we base it off of. And that's what you've seen, you know, from the other analytics I've just showed you. Liar Game is kind of like this. This just started off down here and it's just kind of slowly going up. It's actually kind of slowly going up. And I'm like, huh? So if we look at Liar Game, like, basically, here's my overall impression. Like, yeah, the numbers here is going to be high, but notice nothing is breaking 10,000, right? And you have to realize that, of course, as months are stacking, right? 5-6 weeks are stacking, these views are going to go up. But what you need to know is during the first couple of weeks, this shit was dead. This shit was actually dead, and I was like, oh, man, am I going to have to do a passion project out of this? But slowly, but surely, each episode went by. The pacing is dog shit. Now is a dumbass. Akiyama is aura farming with this fucking like the jaw of a giant. It's doing well. You look at the viewership, is it getting botted? It's not. It's high quality audience from an audience that actually knows that the story is fucking cooking and are willing to watch it. So very fascinating story where this is an outlier. This is an example where the series has a hardcore audience. The anime is chopped. The normies are out. But as the story continues, the hardcore audience is still there. And maybe the normies are also realizing, shit, why are they still laughing? Why are they still watching? And it's like, wait a minute. Minority Game is kind of cooking right now. I'm really enjoying Liar Game a lot, and I hope to see continue. I hope the story carries. It's just, man, this anime, don't let people know it's a Madhouse anime. Like, people will... This is so fucking in terms of production value, I think this is the worst out of all honestly, out of all these. Straight up, I think this is the worst. Fucking Barbarian Wife clears it. Even with this chopped CG action and like it clears it. This fucking PowerPoint presentation, this honestly looks more consistent than Liar Game. It's actually the worst. Debate is around. I heard Debate got an 8.5 out of 10 this week. I don't know what happened. But the more I look at this lineup, what is the objective worst produced anime here? It probably is still Debate. But Liar Game is right next there, man. It's kind of crazy. No, Petals actually has its moments. Petals is chopped, but like the key animation for the action kind of like balances it out. Liar Game has none of that. It's just consistent chopped bullshit. But the story carries. Soundtrack is pretty hyped too. I don't even know if there's such a thing called direction in this anime. I think it's just story carrying, man. There's no real like inspiring, like, whoa, these scenes, the dialogue, like dialogues are just carried by the voice actors. There's no fucking direction. All right, And now we've talked about shows that are pretty much chopped. Now okay, another show that I would say if it's chopped, I don't know, but Iruma-kun this week, I would also put it up here. Iruma-kun. So this is a very interesting show where in the beginning, kind of chopped. Basically, this is season 4, okay? And not only is it season 4, you had to watch 3 seasons of 2 core seasons. So double it, right? Most people will get filtered off of 12 episode seasons. This is double that, and there's 3 seasons to watch, and it's doing well. Hardcore audience that's pulling up. The music festival is actually getting sweaty, and the production of the anime is very chopped too. This is another glorified PowerPoint simulator. I think that the overall direction is better though. I think that the soundtrack and the voice acting definitely carries. The story carries. The animation, it's not really there. It's a glorified PowerPoint. It's kind of like a sentence of a bookworm in a way, right? But right now the story is really popping off. And I feel the aura, and everyone just kind of gathered and they're doing their thing. This is limited, but you can still tell that, like, basically, it doesn't feel like a debate where they're trying to cut corners. It just feels like from the beginning, they were really chopped, but they have love for the series and they're continuing it. And I appreciate that. I think that this is a great shonen manga. Go read it if you haven't. The animes, I think, is pretty limited, but the story is actually pretty fascinating. Great to see that this, again, is still sticking around. The viewership is consistent. It is a very stable show, and it shows that the community of these people, they're legit. All right. Now, Daemons. This most recent week, I'll probably put it up here. It's either here or here. I'll have to recalibrate, but honestly, my gut instinct is it goes in great. I think this week was a lot of like great animes, but nothing like really peaking. A lot of them were fucking solid. Daemons this week, the action sequence, I wanted a little bit more in the beginning, but Bones is absolutely cooking. That arrow of Sakuga was really nice. The movement across the Kagemori mansion was nice too. The story, I think, was a lot more mysterious this week, right? They're adding into like what is really break and seal, what are the applications of this, who are our enemies, you know, like interrogating the ops. Is it really Kagemori clan stuff? I love it. I think the story is absolutely cooking, and every week I'm just hooked and I'm just locked in. The Yuru glazing Asa like that is getting a bit too much. Every fucking week it's Ani-sama. It's getting a little corny, but I think it's gonna build up to a really hype moment where maybe the bro actually saves her and gives her a hug, right? I think we're building up towards something like that. The Daemons are quirky and cute. The powers are cool. The characters are honestly really nice. The story is cooking. What could I ask for more? Daemon's viewership is also very solid. Week after week, I was really scared. I thought that after the first week, it's just going to be kind of gone. And you can tell that it's not the craziest viewership, but it's strong, stable, authentic viewership. It's actually crazy that 6,000 views now is bad. Isn't that crazy? I'm suffering from success. Like, what do you want? Like before, hitting 10% in my channel, remember? Hitting 10%, hitting that, like, if you're at 60k subs, 6,000 views, that's great. Because a 1 million sub channel for a reaction channel getting 100k views, that's fucking great. And now, analytics is telling me, nah, bro, you should be in the 1.5, like, basically 15% to 20% now. And this is where it gets tricky, where I should not drop this. But a part of me is like, should I drop this? No, I'm not gonna fucking drop this. Are you crazy? And this is what I'm talking about when I have to, again, sacrifice my channel for the sake of anime. This is a concept I've been talking about a lot recently, but I really need to let you know. And I'm not telling you guys this to say, oh my god, you should be worshiping me and thanking me for this. But truly, I am being held back by anime reactions. And this is kind of a problem, kind of not. Because, again, if I really wanted to get views, I would just do videos like this. Itadori Yuji cosplayer, Black Flash is convicted, pedophile. 20,000 views after a day. Of course, I can't just pull this out of my ass, but there is an arsenal of drama in the treasure troves for me to just react to that I just choose not to. And instead, I just watch shows like this. These random fucking mid-performing shows. Why? For the love of the game. Because not everything is about views. And honestly, in terms of numbers, we're actually doing good enough. We are actually like doing well enough such that like I don't need to hyperfixate. And the more that I hyperfixate and cull off these poor performing animes just because they're not competing with like the top of the brass, again, what happens? You put yourself in a box where you can only cover mainstream highlight shit and all the other content you can't cover. And now you're fucked. At the end of the day, you don't realize how well I'm doing because I'm pumping so many fucking videos, and in the background, all these other videos are accruing viewership. So yeah, it doesn't look good for Nippon Sangoku or, you know, Needy Girl or these other animes, right, that get low views. But I'm making up for it by just uploading so much content at scale. And another thing that's good about this strategy is I have spread so many of my eggs in many different baskets that it doesn't matter if one series fails. There are so many others that's right there to kind of just catch it and basically offset the momentum. So again, what I'm trying to explain is anime reactions in a way are holding me back, but I also know how to play the game and use that same strategy to propel me forward. And it's very frustrating to know that like I could get way more views on an individual basis if I just focus on shit like this. But again, there's no need to ego stuff like that. Why? Because the second channel is the ego channel. You want to talk about average viewership? Look at this, 15.7k subscribers, and I'm averaging literally sometimes over 100% ratio. 15k, all live, just fucking dedicated. Remember, this is the experimental channel where, again, you want me to focus about analytics? There it is. This is it. And it's in the main channel, again, just cover anything and everything. Just forget about the analytics, but you also can't forget about the analytics. It's very frustrating. What are we talking about? We just rated Daemons. Here we go. Okay. The anime that I can't fucking believe about. Loki, this shit was peak? What the fuck? Dude. This is fucking insane right now. Did you know that this anime is actually going bar to fucking bar with ReZero and WitchChat Atelier and Classroom of the Elite every week? In terms of viewership? It's competing with Wistoria too. And the engagement, it's authentic engagement. Look at the likes and the views. This anime shows that the motion for like, not necessarily cute girl doing cute things, but the slice of life rom-com category, right? Not the unga boonga action, but there is the other side of the coin. They're there. I've tapped into it because I've covered so many shows. And this is kind of the beautiful part about being such a diverse channel, that you're not just in aura farming battle shonen category. You're not just in sweaty nerd isekai category. You're also in the rom-com slice of life, you know, category too. And I'm drawing from their power. Dude, this shit is crazy. The viewership is actually insane. And it's not botted either. It's genuine viewership of people that actually care about this series. So I think the source material actually is amazing based off of what people are saying. People glaze this shit, and I think there is a hardcore audience for it. Most of the people watching it is from my audience too. That's such a cool thing too, right? Look at the sub to non-sub breakdown. It's 60-40 of my subs to non-subs. But even then, we're fucking pumping out numbers like that. It's actually insane. Whew, that's crazy. 15k of these people are my fucking monkeys, most of them. And in terms of the story, man, we got some crazy fucking drama with some juicy ass backstory and a kiss at the end and some romantic development. I genuinely think this episode was fucking peak. Yeah, it's not gonna be crazy production value. It is limited. But even then, what's got to work with, I think it's executing pretty damn well. Direction of this anime is fantastic. I'm enjoying it a lot. All right, now these are the top brass, right? So let's just go. Tensura this week, it was great. I probably enjoyed it more than right over here. Lyra game was actually really fucking fun. Tensura came back swinging. We got meetings on meetings on meetings. And it looks like Mariabelle has rage baited, you know, Rimuru pretty well at the end. Some people thought it was a corny slow motion. I felt the aura though. I'm glad to see that Tensura, even despite its great filtering through season 3, even despite, you know, the scheduling issues, it came back and it is dominating. 9K views right off the fucking gate. People were thirsty for the Tensura content, authentic viewership, most of it from my audience too. Great to fucking see. I'm glad that again I've stuck with this show. So many people have dropped it. It is what it is. I'm here, baby. Tensura is still on menu. Wistoria, really nice. Again, I say great episode. I'll probably put it here. I'll probably put... Let me think about this. This is my enjoyment. I really did enjoy Nippon Sangoku that much. I probably put... No, Iruma-kun this episode was really good too. Wistoria this week was a nice transition and wrap up of what just happened. Prologue is done and now we're getting into the main story. The overall wrap up and the way that it tied up the loose ends was really nicely done, whether it be the Cauldron, Finn, and like Iris and Aaron Oldman just like saying random bullshit that like highlights what's gonna happen into the future. Invis is Finn's real name. Iris has some sort of, you know, knowledge that maybe she shouldn't have. There's a doomsday clock approaching. Finn is trying to escalate Will to the next level. In terms of actual fucking plot stuff, right? Like what's it called? The character development. Will getting the applaud from Shion was such an amazing moment. Everyone's glazing, bro. Fucking Cauldron was cliffhanging until the very end, and we graduate in such a beautiful fucking ceremony. I loved it. I think it was such good, full of just like good little content between character interactions from a lot of people. Loved it. Wistoria keeps getting better and better, and a lot of people say that it's honestly keep gonna get better and better. Like, it's actually crazy how people are saying, nah, this is just actually the beginning. Witch Hat Atelier last week, sorry, I would say was... I'd probably put it somewhere here. Honestly, I think I enjoy Iruma more than Wistoria this week. Sorry, Witch Hat. Witch Hat was a chill week, right? We just got back off of a crazy, you know, arc. And now we're being watched by the Watcher. New guy pulls up, right? And it's just like brief little character interactions. Nothing too insane happening. Other than just kind of like setting up like, hey, Kiefer, you better watch out. Agate, you know, locked in, trying to really become more of like an adult. She's trying to, you know, pass the next test and do these like no-look drawing and drawings practice, but like that. But it was just chill. And Kiefer just aura farming, like when he went out and he said, oh, it's raining, but we're witches. Cool moment, right? It's cool. Class of the Elite, most recent episode, minimum great. But I would say that it was actually a weak episode. The reason for that is, I think this week, so the beginning part with Director Tsukishiro just like explaining the rules was really hype. I love that. Probably my favorite part of the episode. Then we're trying to get onto the island, and then once we're on the island, it's just walking around doing nothing. We're just going to areas and collecting points. And Nanase shows up and she goes away, and she shows up and she goes away, and she shows up and goes away. It was a very awkward episode because they're trying to like not rush the pacing and I guess adapt every little bit. So these episodes are gonna be like, I guess like the pain points from having such a strategy. So like we're getting somewhere, right? I think next week the PV stuff looks really interesting, but I think it was one of the most like lackluster episodes, right? Like I really didn't like the forest scene where it was just dark. It was just kind of like, okay, just walking around. I still say it was great though. I enjoyed it more than these episodes. And finally, ReZero. I would put ReZero at the top this week of great, because only Kuranika deserves a peak. Oh, you're not ready for this. So let me explain. So ReZero, I think that T-Phone backstory was so compelling. Are you a sinner? Are you a sinner? Fucking insane. The rest of it then, Library of the Dead, right? Dead people, books, read it if you know them. That was it. Reed at the end, right? Second test. Amelia, you know, big brain moment. And Reed pulling up. That was a funny moment. It was still great though. It's just like, these episodes are not what I would say peak. When I'm thinking peak, we're talking about like something fucking happening like throughout the episode. Not like one moment or something. I'm thinking like, I want like the episode itself to be like, oh, it moved me. And to be completely honest with you, the only episode, in my opinion, that deserves something like that is Kuranika this week. This shit from start to end was fucking sweaty, and then it started and it got even more sweaty, and it left on a fucking crazy cliffhanger that just developed a fucking romance out of nowhere. The romance was always there. It's just like they never actually acknowledged it. The more I think about it, maybe what story should be up here. It itself was a really amazing wrap-up conclusion, but I don't think like it's like everything is done and you're just kind of like chilling kind of episode, and it was just done really well. Like I want something to fucking pop off. I want something to fucking happen. And a lot of the episodes this week were mainly setup. I will say Liar Game was a pop-off scene, but I just can't for this. Like there were some good moments. Most of the fucking good moments were just us laughing at the fucking glasses guy aura farming even though he wasn't. And then I was a man at the end. No, I can't do that. I honestly think that this is an appropriate tier list, and I do want to put Kuranika above everything else this week because I think it deserves it. And all these other episodes were genuinely great. These were good, and these are kind of mid. And again, do I need to drop these animes? Here's another question, right? Do I need to drop these episodes? Would it change anything? To be completely honest with you, I don't think so. Like, it sucks to know that I'm wasting time making content for an audience that doesn't really exist, nor do they even want to watch the shows. But like, I kind of like completionism. I like having a big catalog and a library of different animes to watch. And it's not like it's gonna kill the channel. I can just balance out, you know, good performing and bad performing. Like if all of these fucking animes were airing on like Saturday, and honestly a lot of them are, but like Saturday anime, they're just kind of doing well enough. But like if like Barbarian, you know, fucking, you know, like all these low performing ones were airing on the same fucking day, then I'd be like, okay, we gotta do something about this. But they're decently like scattered all over the place, so I don't really want to drop it. I kind of want to just take the L, and it's also an ego thing of like, you know what? I have grown to this size and have made enough motion that I can cover all these like non-performing shows too, just for the love of the game, and it's not gonna greatly impact. It's a delicate balance, right? It's a delicate balance, and honestly, it's been 5 months now of me not being shadow banned, and things are going really well. And maybe it's because I've done such a good job balancing out, you know, bad performing shows and good performing shows, or maybe not. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know how to feel about this. But if there were shows that I'm gonna be dropping, probably is gonna be like this or like this, right? I think Kill Blue is like kind of like a cozy shonen worth watching. I think that most people just don't give a fuck about this anime right now, and honestly, it's kind of a drag to watch if no one cares to. So that's where I'm at with this one. This is a week of many great animes and an underdog taking the fucking crown. That's it from me.